Alright, so we're back with the last compression and consistency video, and as of now you should have a fully operational compression system in your gearbox, and your O-rings should not be leaking any air, and it is set up for success. But if it does not feed flawlessly, then it is all for naught. So we're going to go over the two types of feeding issues that AGs tend to have and how to assess and fix the situation. Okay, so today there are two types of feeding issues that we are going to go over, and both of them involve deficiencies in the nozzle. The first one is the problem of the nozzle not fully sealing around the hop-up bucking before the piston finishes its stroke, and this results in horribly low feet per second and poor accuracy from the gun. So to solve this, it's a very simple fix and a modification on the tappet plate. You're going to take a steel file and your tappet plate on the problematic feeding nozzle, and you're going to take the file and shave off approximately a millimeter to a millimeter and a half of the front portion of the tappet plate. This will allow the tappet plate to sit forward slightly further and therefore get further into the hop-up bucking before the piston finishes its stroke, and will allow it to form a good seal around the hop-up bucking before the BB fires. And this will solve your misfeeding issues for the nozzle not fully engaging the hop-up. The second feeding problem that you may have in your AEG is the problem of having the nozzle not being pulled back far enough to allow another BB to load up into the hop-up chamber and barrel for it to be fired when the nozzle comes forward. This can result in misfeeding and skipping of BBs being shot out of the barrel. It can also lead to jamming, which can cause major problems in your gearbox, especially whenever you have good compression. So, in order to fix this, we're going to shorten the nozzle tip as to allow more room for the BB to feed up into the hop-up chamber before the round is fired. So to do this, we're just going to take our steel file, which it seems like we've been using a lot lately, and the desired nozzle that needs fixed, and shave off the very tip of the nozzle just by going back and forth on your file until it is shortened to the desired amount. I did this on a SHS aluminum nozzle that was having feeding issues, and I needed to remove just under 1 millimeter. This is going to vary from nozzle to nozzle depending on the length and how big the feeding issue is for the BB, but if it is done right, it will fix the issue. You need to be careful when doing this, however, to make a level file on the tip of your nozzle all the way around, because if you have an angled nozzle tip, you will continue to have feeding problems, and it could lead to more problems down the road. So be careful whenever you are doing this modification. Other than that, once you shave the nozzle tip down, you have fixed your feeding. Alright, so that concludes the compression and consistency DIY modification series. And by now you should have a perfect compressed piston system that feeds properly into the hop-up and barrel chamber. And by now you should be able to get the best possible performance out of your gun with the current spring system and magazine that you have in the gun. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Please subscribe, rate, and comment. And until then, signing off.